Greetings, programs. Today we are going to learn how to lie with statistics. Organizations do this all the time. It's a very simple process of going into an SPSS database and setting a condition that selects only the data that you want to have shown in a table. So we're going to open up the assignment in a little while. There are 5 problems. The finished assignment that you're going to upload into the folder will have 10 frequency tables, right? 1 pair for each problem. I'm going to do the first problem with you where we're going to run a frequency on the variable life. Then we're going to set a condition on this variable age wed. And then we're going to run another frequency on life. Okay, so let us open up the GSS file. I'm going to click down here and type IBM and hit enter, and that will open up SPSS for me. You may see a list of databases here in recent files. If you see the GSS subset, then just go ahead and click it and click open. But I'm going to assume that the only thing you see is open another file. So I'm going to click that and click open. And then as always, my data files folder is on the desktop. Wherever you have this data files folder, open it and then open this GSS file. Okay, bada bing, bada boom. And what do? Every time we open SPSS, we go to Edit and Options and make sure that Display Names and Alphabetical are checked. Okay? And then click Apply and OK, and then we're all ready to go. So let's see. Let's open up the select if instructions. This is really a step-by-step set of instructions for setting a condition inside SPSS database. Okay, so I'm going to shrink this window down just a little bit and put it over on the left, and then I'm going to put the database over on the right. And then I'm going to go back to the class and open up the select if problem set. And here are the 5 problems. You know, these things are pretty straightforward. They're not you know, problems that really need to make you think like the recode stuff. Okay, so we're going to do this one together, right? And look at the way this is set up. You know, run a frequency on the variable life. That's the first step. The second step is use the select if function on the variable age wed and set the condition that age wed is equal to 21. Age wed is a question that says, how old were you the first time you got married? So we're gonna select out only people who got married at age 21. And then the third step is to run another frequency on the variable life. Okay, now students jump ahead here. When they start a new problem, they'll run right to this step. And they'll set the condition, and then, you know, that'll really screw you up. Okay, just remember, run the frequency, then set the condition, then run another frequency on the same variable. Okay? All right, let's give it a whirl. It said I wanted to run a frequency on the variable life. So as you can see by the super cool video about how to run a frequency table, You go to Analyze and Descriptive Statistics and Frequencies. And then it said life. Okay, once again, if you have failed to set the variable list correctly, you might see huge things here that fill up the entire width of this column. That means that you forgot to set the variable names when you set the variables. Okay, so if you have done it correctly, then you can find life very easily, move it over, and click OK and run it. And there is the, the life variable with all 1,500 cases, right? There are 1,500 cases in this data set. So each pair of tables, the first table should always have 1,500 cases. Okay? So now we're going to set this condition on the variable age wed. And here is exactly what you do. Okay, so we're going to go to Data in the menu bar and go almost all the way to the bottom where it says Select Cases. And then the window pops up and it says to click If Condition is Satisfied button. And there it is, right there. And then it says click the If button. That lights up right underneath that button that you just clicked. So if I click that If button, here we go again with a whole new window. So in the new window, find the variable in the list on the left. Now remember, we ran a frequency on life, but we're going to set the condition on age wed. So I'm going to move it over and then set the condition with the buttons or your keyboard. And the problem said to set age wed equal to 21. Okay, that's how simple it is. Move it over, set the right condition, and then you click continue and click OK. And look what happens here, right? Remember what I said. Anything you execute in SPSS shows up in the output file. This is another example of syntax code that's telling you that you just set a condition that is age wed equal to 21. Okay, another thing that students get confused about is like, well, I set the condition, where's the table? Okay, well, we have to run a frequency again. So I'm going to go to Analyze and Descriptive Statistics and Frequencies. And we have to run a frequency again on the variable life, which is already moved over. So all you have to do is click OK. Okay, so we have one table of the life variable with 1,500 cases, and we have another table of the life variable, and this one only has 132 cases because only 132 people got married when they were 21 out of all 1,500. All right, so I'm going to do something real quick, and I don't expect you to follow it. I'm just putting this table right below this table because this is what you have to do. You have to look in the valid percent column in both of these tables and tell me, what is the most profound difference. It may not necessarily be the largest percentage change, but what is the most profound difference here, right? So there's three answers: dull, routine, and exciting. In the original table with all 1,500 cases, exciting is 47%. In the new table, exciting is 50%. That's only 3%. That's not a huge change, so we can forget about that. The routine answer starts at 46% and drops down to 37%. Now that's a pretty good change, 7 or 8%. But look what happens to the dull answer, right? Once again, we are always looking in the valid percent column. In the original table, it's 6.5% of the people said life was dull. In the new table, with only people who got married at 21, age 21, 11.8% say life is dull. Oh my. I'm so sorry for them. So look what happens. It almost doubles. And that is the most profound difference between these two tables. Okay, 6.5 to almost 12%. And that's what I want you to show. Okay? So, how are you going to show this? Well, here we go again. You're going to right click, copy special, make sure all of these things are clicked, and then click OK. And then we are going to go over to Word, and we're going to go to File and New. We're going to create a new blank Word document. And you might want to type select if and then your last name. And don't right click and paste it. Go over here and drop this paste menu down. Click paste special and pick the first picture. Okay, there's two of them. I don't think it really matters, but just for God's sake, pick one that says picture, please, and click OK. And then I want you to click over here so the cursor is right there, ready to hit enter. And I want you to hit enter not once, but twice. And then we're going to go back to SPSS, and we're going to do exactly the same thing with the second table. Right click, copy special. Now look what happens here. Because I clicked save as default, all 5 of these are still clicked. And that's what you want. Okay, so just click OK. Go back to our Word document and go up here. Upper left, drop the paste menu, paste special, and wow, look at that. Now there's 3 picture files. So I'm just going to click the one I used before and click OK. Now I have the original table and the new table. And remember what we said. The dull answer changed from 6.5 to 11.8, and that's what we want to pull up. That's what we want to point out. Okay, so because I hit enter twice, it leaves me a text line in between there. And all I have to write is this. When controlling for age wed equals 21, comma, the dull answer almost doubles. And that's it. That's all I have to put, to complete this problem. Okay? Remember, the first table in every pair must have 1,500 cases. Okay, so when you're done with that one, I want you to just scroll down to the next page, okay? Put 1 pair of tables on each page. And then, of course, before you get too far into this thing, you want to save this thing. So we're going to go to File and Save As, and I'm going to go to the desktop, where I save all my stuff, and write select if assignment and my last name, and click Save. Now, remember, I'm just saving this stuff on my desktop. You need to save it into a safe location. Unless you're just going to finish this whole thing and then upload it. Bam. Then you can put it on your desktop. I just don't want to I don't want you to lose your assignments in case something happens. Okay, let us go back to the select if instructions and look way down here at the end. This is so important. You must click the reset button and the OK button in the select cases window after you finish every problem. So we just did number 1. Okay, let's look at number 2. And the first instruction is to run a frequency distribution on the variable sex freak. Now I want to show you what happens if you forget to do this. And you just go ahead and run a frequency table on sex freak. So I'm going to find it in the list, move it over, and click OK. Now, look at how many cases are in this table. There's only 132. And this happens a lot to students when they're doing this assignment. Okay? You must, absolutely must, before you go to the next problem, go back to here, data, and select cases. And all you have to do is click the reset button and click OK. And then if you run a frequency on sex freak, wow, look at that. Hey, there's 1,500 cases in there. Okay? That's how you get 1,500 cases in the first table of every pair. All right? So like I said, it's pretty straightforward. As long as you remember to do what I just show you, it shouldn't be too tough. Okay? So have fun with it, and I will see you soon.